Patrick. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, Caroline, and I hope you are.
Oh, I am. And thank you for all of your good comments, everybody. Everybody that's concerned about my knee, just know one day at a time, it's getting better every day. So I'm feeling better, definitely. So thank you from my heart. So we are now at Neptune.
Right.
Want to say a few words before we play the recording?
I enjoyed Neptune. It's not as long as Pluto, but he is definitely a character.
Absolutely.
And he knows his own mind, as we will discover. I can't say more than that.
No, not telling more. He surprised me, definitely. So let's just play it. Here we go. Hi, Neptune frequency. How are you doing?
Hello, Caroline. I'm doing very well, thank you.
So I got 3 questions for you. I might end up with more, depends on what you tell me.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with one, unless you have something you want to say first.
Let's stick with questions.
Okay. So you said last time we talked that there was an object coming in our solar system and that it was disturbing your orbit, rotation, tilt, and frequency. Is it only one object or multiple objects, and is it from our dimension?
There are several objects that we are approaching. One is very large, the others are similar to our size. It is like a journey. I believe you have been told that we could lose some planets, we could gain some planets. This may happen with this approaching. I will call it a system to help you understand. We wait with anticipation. The outer planets are concerned because they would be the ones that would be exchanged. I am one finished.
Well, we certainly do not want to lose any of you. Wow. But they are from our dimension.
Correct.
Okay. So your concern is the same than last time we talked.
These events are not going to happen very quickly. These events take a lot of your time.
Okay.
We do not see time as you do.
Right. But when planets are exchanged like that, is it a good thing or a bad thing?
If you think of us in simple terms as a family, we are brothers and sisters. And should one of us leave and go to a different system, it's as though one of your family has left home and gone to live far away. You still love them. You still have contact with them. There are other planets or bodies that will come in from time to time. There are many objects joining our solar system on a regular basis. This happens, and we welcome new objects, provided they do not interfere with our rotation, angle, or orbit. Finish.
Providing they are not interfering with your rotation and this and that. But this solar system you talk about is literally affecting the whole solar system, tilt, rotation, and everything.
That's because of the large body at its center.
Is that a bully?
Not a bully. It is not intentional. That system is traveling through space as we are. We are just on an intersecting course.
Is it because we have changed our trajectory in order to reach the center of the galaxy that we came across this huge object?
The center of the galaxy is attracting many objects from outside our system. They will be dragged behind us. Some of them will travel faster than us. This is an ongoing process.
Why some objects are attracted to the center of the galaxy and some are not?
If you think of the galaxy on a flat plane that's spinning around the galactic center, and then think of other objects coming in at a different angle, this affects different bodies in different ways. Some speed up, some slow down, some join, some go flying past. It is all a matter of motion. This is an exciting time.
We are going to the center of the galaxy in order to reach a wormhole, in order to escape the galaxy, because the galaxy is colliding with another galaxy. So, was this a choice from our solar system, or is our solar system attracted by the center of the galaxy?
We deliberately put ourselves on this trajectory. It has now reached the stage where we cannot change course. We are going to the galactic center, even if we change our mind. Initially.
So it was a choice.
Initially, yes.
Well, it's a choice we can't change no more.
Right.
Was it a choice for all the objects that are heading to the center of the galaxy? Was it a choice for all of them?
No.
So that's why it's becoming, the more we approach the center of the galaxy, the more it's dangerous colliding with other objects.
Right. This is why we fear losing some planets. Although it would be good to have others added to us. This has happened before. Jupiter joined us.
Yes. And Saturn.
And Saturn. And there are many that could join us. This will all affect our own rotation, the rotation of the solar system, not each planetary rotation, the rotation of the solar system. The solar system rotates as it travels through space.
So, Neptune, what are the physical changes we can observe on your physical aspect of you since we last talked?
It's very much as it was before. The time frame from when we last looked is very short. These things take a lot of your time.
Okay.
So for me, when we last spoke, it's a very short time.
Okay. So it's pretty much the same.
Pretty much the same.
Okay. Are you building ring?
That is part of the process I am beginning to commence.
Why are you building them?
Why not?
Yeah.
You have, I believe you call it free will.
Right.
You think we're different.
No.
Please to answer.
Well, thank you very much, Neptune. We shall talk again.
Very well.
All right. Whoa, that was something, eh?
Like I said, he's a character.
Oh, yeah. So,
Yeah.
Any comment you want to start with?
Well, right at the very beginning, he talks about us approaching this large planet that's part of, he describes it as a solar system, but it's not actually a solar system.
Right, but it did use those words so we can comprehend that it is a group of...
A group of planets, yeah.
They call it objects.
Objects, yes, that's my word.
They call it objects.
Yeah,
so,
and there's a big one. And there's a big one.
Yeah, the one in the center is the biggest, and the
Right.
other one are the size of the planet, roughly.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is that this group of objects travel just like us towards to the center of the galaxy.
Yeah, and it sounds as though it's been dragged there, whereas we have chosen to go there.
Right.
You know, and
that's important.
We're on the same path.
And they're from our dimension, so they're from our solar system or something, you know?
Well, they're from this area of space anyway,
Right,
you
right.
know. And
But as we cross path to actually reach the center of the galaxy, we get attracted to each other.
yeah, and this is where the law of attraction comes in. We could lose some objects, pick up some other ones.
Right.
You know, we've already been told that this big object is much bigger than anything we have. So the attraction to that big object is going to be very strong, which is why the outer planets are concerned.
Right. But there's one thing we were told too is that when it's just like even if let's say Pluto and Neptune goes with that group of object, we can
Mhm.
still be in contact with them.
Absolutely, the connection is still there.
The connection is still there. It's like a phone call, right?
Yeah,
It's not because they go with the other one that we can't connect with them no more.
right.
That opened the door
Hmm.
for so much more.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to have some fun going deeper into that.
Oh, my list is getting longer every day.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, and I'm glad I can't see it.
Oh, yeah. So, one thing also it's important to know is that this big object, I did ask if it was a bully, and it's not.
It's just along the same path. Yeah,
It is what it is.
yeah.
Like Earth has its size, Jupiter has its size.
Hmm.
We all our objects in our solar system as their own size. Like I have my
Right.
size, you have your size,
Hmm.
you know, and it's just a matter of, you know, he's big. He's got a big butt. So, and that's why that's all.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm glad to know that it was a deliberate choice, right?
For us, is also
For
the system.
for us.
Yeah, it was a deliberate choice to take this journey to head towards the wormhole stroke, whatever
Right.
else it may be.
We'll
You
find
know,
out later.
we will definitely find out later.
But we know now we can say it's not a wormhole, but we did elaborate on that.
Yeah, obviously we've recorded all the questions and answers. Caroline and I know the answers. We're not going to mention it until the due time. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. But I feel sad for those objects that it was not their choice.
Mm-hmm.
They're simply attracted.
Yeah,
I don't know if I should feel sad or not. Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
I mustn't choose my own questions, but it's a good question to ask. Do these objects have life on them? Are
Hey,
they
you guys at home that has a pendulum that left a comment that you work your pendulum, maybe you can find out and let us know in the comment
brilliant?
section of this
Yeah,
video,
exactly.
right?
Homework, people. Go do your homework.
Yeah,
Get out your pendulums.
that's right. And
Yeah.
maybe we'll have a special guest on our show one day. Who knows?
You never know.
Who
Someone come along
knows?
and show us their ability.
That's right.
Be great. And if any of you have got rods, you know, like my rods,
Yeah,
just ask them.
that's right.
Is there life on the planets or objects that we are approaching? I could do it now, but I'm not going to.
But maybe it could be interesting if you could make a video on how to make those rods, how you made them.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Did you? Really?
The handle part, what's hitting my head? The handle part, which is just copper tubing, that's quite easy. You just cut it to length.
Right.
But the copper wire comes in a coil.
Right.
And you have to force it into this shape. And as you can see, it's not totally straight. That takes hours and hours and hours of hitting it with a rubber mallet.
Okay.
But they are very effective.
Okay, and then you hold them in a angle, right?
Well, you hold the copper tubing so that the arms swing freely.
Right.
As you have witnessed when I use them, Caroline, they do tend to like to move before you finish the question.
Yes.
Sometimes they'll move before you even think of the question.
Yes. Hold on.
So I hold my thumb on it to hold it.
When you use them, the first thing you do, you energize them, right? You spin them.
Yeah, like a helicopter.
Yeah.
Just to put some energy into them.
Right.
Right. And you do a calibration like you would with the pendulum. Am I wearing glasses? Am I wearing a hat? You need a yes and no response.
Right.
So I would say here, am I wearing glasses? That's a no. Am I wearing headphones? That's a yes.
And you hold them like this, so they are kind of an angle. So for them to go this way or this way, they got to go from the bottom up.
They are pushing themselves upward. They're going against gravity.
Right.
If you do it like that, then they automatically are going to go with gravity and always be a no. You have to point them down so that they can force them up that way or up that way.
I can tell that you're doing it because they don't move as fast when you do it than when the spirit do it. So
do you push against gravity when you answer the questions? Yes. See how quick that was?
And you hold them with your thumbs.
Just to keep them straight, because I don't want them to move too early. But as soon as I release them, they either go to the yes or they go to the no.
Right? How did you do that? Did you ask them in your head to do a yes or a no?
I'm asking them in my head to do it, yes.
Okay.
Right. Like I could say, show me a yes.
All right, I have a good question.
Show me a no. Now, here's a tricky one. Show me a maybe. Hit me right in the head. What tricky question?
Well, hold on. Is Patrick and I doing a good job on a unique conversation?
Yes.
Thank you, Rads.
Cool.
So something else we were told too is that those events take a lot of time from our perspective.
It's not going to happen anytime soon.
No.
It's an ongoing process.
It goes very slowly. So I think this is where I stop to ask the planet what are the changes in their physical aspect of them, because you know the changes are happening very slowly, and we're not gonna see it very quickly. And also anything we see in the sky, we know from talking with the planet that our sky is fake.
Right.
Now, the part that impressed me the most is when I asked Neptune if it was building rings.
Right.
I got the answer. Why not?
Why not?
So I was, whoa.
And he was quite indignant with that statement. Why not?
Why not? You know? That's right.
And I believe he went on to talk about, you have free will. Why don't you think I have free will?
And that's what surprised me. He asked me a question. So
Right,
this is a confirmation that this whole thing is a conversation and not just a question answer.
right,
So
yeah,
I was really impressed by that. I'm like, oops.
absolutely, yeah. You're going to have to be on your game, as they say,
That's
because
right.
they're very sharp. I mean,
Absolutely.
you ask Wayne, he's been put in his place several times.
Yes. Want to be careful what you ask for.
Right,
So the interesting part now. We need to explain what EVP is to our subscriber.
right. EVP stands for electronic voice phenomena.
Right,
It is used primarily in researchers who go hunting for ghosts,
right,
right?
right,
They will ask a question, they will press like a dictaphone to record, right?
right,
And they'll let it record for a couple of minutes, whatever. They will then play it back and listen for any voices.
right,
And if they find a voice, that is called an EVP, electronic voice phenomena. Some people, as they're waiting for the reply, they will provide a background audio for the so-called spirits to use. Steve Huff does it. He uses his portal box, and you can get ghost boxes and all of it. YouTube is full of them. You don't have to do it that way. I've got one myself I built, you know,
yeah, and
and,
you made a video about that.
and that's on the channel. You can go and look at it and watch it.
Here's the link. I'm gonna put a card right here of the video where Patrick talks about his spirit box, how he did his, how he worked it out. There was only one video. You can do it too.
Yeah, it's all good fun. And we're finding EVPs as we do this, primarily in my voice or in between words that I say. And it has blown us both away because it gives a confirmation of what I am receiving. And we had one in Pluto, which blew us both away.
And we got another one here.
We got another one here.
Like this show is not about EVP, but this
No,
one,
it's not.
we only extract the biggest one, the one that jumped, like you can't deny it, right? So
Absolutely.
how about I play it first and we talk about it after?
Absolutely.
All right, let's listen to this.
We welcome new objects provided. We welcome new objects provided. We welcome new objects provided.
So people, have you find out what was said over there? Yeah, well, the text is right there. I put the transcript right on top of it. So, but did you hear it? New object just before Patrick says it.
And it's obviously a different voice. It's not my voice. It's not an echo of my voice. I haven't even spoken yet. It goes new object. There's a slight gap. Then I say new object.
That's right. But
That's amazing.
what people wonder is that what create those EVP? I tend to say it's other frequency from my comprehension, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's other frequency that you tap in, and it's like tuning on a radio channel, right?
The way I do my connection, it's not me channeling somebody. I don't open myself up to allow another entity in, takes over my body, and they talk through me. I, like you say, tune in or in other words, if their frequency is here and mine is here, I match their frequency. And as soon as the frequency matches, I know the answer. I don't get it word for word. I know the answer.
Right.
Right.
You know it.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, I have to say it, so it takes me time to say it. But with these EVPs, they start saying it before I do.
Right.
You know,
It's incredible.
it's a confirmation. Yeah,
That's right. So that's the proof that you're not making this up. You're not just sitting there and, make up any answer
well,
you want.
to be honest, I'm not that clever, Caroline.
Really?
Yeah. And when I don't know what questions are coming. Sometimes a question will come and I'm interested in that topic and I have my own opinion on that topic. And 9 times out of 10, I am wrong. Right?
Right. I remember one day we were using your rod and we were asking question and I had that question and you told me, oh, I know that answer. It's going to be no. And it turned out to be a yes. You were for fuck's sake. So
Yeah,
it was another incredible experience to talk with Neptune, and we will certainly talk some more. Cause
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, he's an interesting dude.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Plus, now you guys can see how we do it. It's truly a conversation, and we don't repeat our question. We go deeper in the subject. We want more precision, and that's my job to do. And Patrick do not know the question, and that's the key in this project is that Patrick do not know the question before I ask it.
right.
When he uses rod, that's another story. We
Yeah.
get the answer before I can even ask the question. And sometimes Patrick has to say, can I know the question now?
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys can make your own rods. You can make your spirit box your own. You can
They can
use
email us to get a copy of my chart.
Yes, we can send you a copy of the chart for the pendulum. So I'm gonna put the card link for the spirit box for the
How to
how
use
to
the
use the
pendulum.
pendulum and well about the
Can I
rod.
can I just say, those of you who are using the pendulum with my chart and getting responses, please record yourself and send it to us, or at the very least, talk about it in the comment section.
Yeah, share with us. We'd love to
Share with us
know.
your experiences.
Yeah,
I had 1 or 2 people contact me telling me their experiences with the pendulum, and it really is amazing what people are doing out there.
that's right. And this is what our community is. We want to share what we do. We put it out there so you can do it too. And you know, if you try any of these and you get result, please share with us. So
It is important to do your protection first.
right, we always do our protection before. It's not in the recording, but we always do our protection first, like we used to do. And if you look in the recording from
Any of our,
before,
go to the beginning of the videos, you'll see before we start, I do a protection, and that's the one that I use most of the time. There are other ways to do it. Some people prefer to do it their way. It's all a matter of intent.
Absolutely, because I used to burn sage and I can't do it here because it's smoke free, so there is smoke detector. And if I would be burning sage, it would start the alarm, so I can't burn sage
So we do
or
our protection
candle.
together, don't we? We
It
do our protection together.
That's right, and it's the intention that counts.
Hmm.
So whatever you use is just a tool to raise your intention. As long as you believe in your intention, you need to believe that you are protected.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, as always, Patrick, you got the end word.
Well, you'll see it come up with the end credits, but as always, live in the moment, live in love, do not live in fear. We love you all.
Love you
Bye.
all. See you on the next show.